Hey guys, what's up? If I can get this thing to function properly. Maybe. Welcome. Another live broadcast of our hobby, 1/6 scale, collecting, kit bashing, customizing, keeping track of the new ones that keep coming out, and trying to catch up with the old ones that have come and gone. Staying in tune with the movies and the television series. Currently watching Winter Soldier and Falcon. New Falcon announced. I pre-ordered that, of course. Looks really good. I've not seen that in the show yet. I'm behind on the show. We're not allowed to talk about Winter Soldier and Falcon except if you recommend that we watch it. But we're not allowed to talk about it yet because there's some people that won't pay for Disney until it's in. The series is ended, and then they'll binge watch it and they'll cancel their subscription right after that. So we try to honor those people. But shows like WandaVision, we'll talk about that because it's over. You should be already have binged watched it if that was your plan. So that was a nice figure coming out with the Falcon. Looks nice. Looks real nice. So I'm sorry I wasn't here last week, guys. I'm not doing too well. I picked up my wife's ashes last week, and I just didn't feel like doing the show last week. I'm sorry. It was just a tough week bringing her home. So it's been hard. So that's what's going on with me. But I've got some cool stuff to unbox. And what I want to open first, I've got two I'm going to open today. What I want to open first is probably one of the most valuable Hot Toys Marvel figures there is. I'd had this figure and sold it when my wife had her cardiac arrest in 2019 to help pay medical bills. And I told you guys when I sold it that I was going to get it back. And I did. Sold it for over $2,000. In case you're curious how much a Hot Toys figure could possibly sell for. So now I'm in a position to be able to add it back to my collection, and I have done just that. Now the one that I sold was in perfect brand new condition. I'm hoping that I am as lucky with this one. Some of you probably already know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you might think you know what I'm talking about. And some of you probably have no idea that this figure even exists or existed. So welcome to the channel while we unbox this figure out of the past, the blast from the past. I wish I could have got a hold of mine again. That's fine. I'm glad that a collector is enjoying it. I hope he's enjoying it, or she, whichever the case. Hope they're enjoying it. The seller said that he'd never removed this from the box. I always find that hard to believe. It's entirely possible. Entirely possible. But I'm removing my toys from the box. That's a fact. I'm enjoying my toys. I mean, sure, maybe you can enjoy it in the box. Sometimes the boxes are really cool. This is a pretty cool box. I'll tell you that much. Like I said, some of you already know exactly what I've got here. After I told you just those few tidbits of information on it. And it actually was, even though it was obviously my most valuable figure, it really was one of my absolute favorites as well. It's just a good looking figure. So let's catch up on chat here. Say good morning and hello to everybody. Toys Mafia back at the top. Sorry, you guys that logged on last week and I didn't know what to do. I rescheduled the chat. Hopefully, it didn't disrupt you too badly. Terribly sorry. I really felt bad about not hopping on, but I just wasn't in a good place. I mean, I really was not in a good place at all. So, still not necessarily at a good place, but I'm functioning. I wasn't even functioning last week. So, Toys Mafia, Jake, good morning. How are you? Martin Rygaard, man, I have not yet. Gosh dang it, I've not gone to your channel. I need to get there to hear some of your tunes. Sure, I will enjoy them. CBS Sci-Fi, great pictures. You've got an unbelievable collection. I'm glad you share it with me. Thank you. Ian, how's it going, man? I'm doing all right. Robert, just a fan. It is not Hella. I did get my Hella back, though. She is one that I sold. It is not Hella. I sold Hella for $800. This one I sold for $2,000. Gunmetal, you got it, Ian. You got it. It is a cool Iron Man. And it's a cool box. It's a sculpted box. I don't think they did this. I don't remember them doing this type of a box on any of the other ones. It's really neat and unique how they did this. I really like that. What's probably one of the most important things that I associate with this figure is that in an interview Robert Downey Jr. did probably 10 years ago, I don't even know how long ago it was, in his home, wherever he was living, in California someplace. I don't think it was his home in New York, but his home in California, I think. As they're doing an interview, he has this figure, not this one, but one of these in his living room there. And he talked a little bit about it. He was really sure. He wasn't even really sure what it was. He knew it was what he knew what it was. He just didn't know that it was a Mark III gunmetal, et cetera, et cetera. He didn't know any of that. So it brings a type of a connection, if you will. By owning this figure, you know that Robert Downey Jr. has one as well. It's kind of like a neat little connection in that regards. That the Godfather of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has one of these. Whether or not he understands what he has doesn't matter. He has one, and it's documented on film, and you can find that video on YouTube. So they made two of these. The first one was through a. Oh my God! It smells like a brand new hot toy. One of them was through Silly Things, which I think is a record company. So the first release of them was Silly Things. They've done that before with also, I mean, they did that also with chocolate when they made the chocolate Mark 7 in relation to a 20-year or 10-year anniversary that company was having. I think it was a 20-year anniversary, I don't remember. And then they released it after that chocolate version as the Mark 7 Stealth, I think was what it was called. Basically, the differences between these two, whenever they would have the Silly Things version or the chocolate version, it would be like a different base. The chocolate came with like a t-shirt or something to that effect. Every one of these, say on the back of it, Silly Things, whether or not it was, every one of them will say Silly Things on it, right there. I don't know if I can see the bottom of this or not. Should be able to. I think we got to here, right? Yeah. But anyhow, every one of them say Silly Things on it. So that doesn't mean anything just because it says that on the box. And this is a Sideshow exclusive, so I guarantee it's not a Silly Things one. But it's fine. All it was included a different base that said Silly Things on it. Exact same figure, just like the chocolate and the white chocolate. The Avengers Mark 6 movie promo or whatever it was edition, where they only made like 6 of them or something. It's just the base is the only difference in all of these. I think one of them might have been that, or the limited edition of 800 of that Mark 6 also. That might have had a different head sculpt or something. But for the most part, pardon me, in those scenarios, in those situations, there's no difference in the figure or the accessories. So what I'm hoping here is for some tight joints, because mine was tight, and that's what I'm really hoping for. It doesn't come with much. Um, it I don't know the whole story. I don't know if this was the first Iron Man figure that they made, or how that actually works. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe one of you all can tell me a little bit more about that. But I'm here's hoping for some tight joints on this. I'm really hoping. Please let me have some tight joints in this. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Immediately we're going to be taking the batteries out of it. When these were coming out, they have the batteries in them, and we know that the batteries have a tendency to leak. We need to get the batteries out of this guy. So here he is, the Holy Grail, the Iron Man Mark III gunmetal. Now, a few years after this, they made his big brother, the Iron Man Mark IV Secret Project, which I have. Love that figure. Probably more than the Mark III gunmetal. Um, I like the Mark III gunmetal because of its connection to Robert Downey Jr. And again, I guarantee if you were to get Robert on the phone, say, "Hey, you got one of these somewhere," he probably wouldn't even remember he even has one. You know, who really knows? And so, of course, the Silly Things one would have one of these that said Silly Things on it. And this one just says Iron Man Mark III Secret Project. There's no scratches on this. Well, there are scratches on this. So it's possible that it was displayed. Hard to say. If you see the light shimmering on it, you'll see the few little scratches where this was obviously moved around on a tabletop or something. And again, that's fine. I was pleased with the price I paid for it. And that's what it all boils down to. He didn't claim it was brand new. He just said it was never removed from a box. And I'm happy to see the joints are nice and stiff and that it's complete. Never been too pleased with this head sculpt. So, what can I say? But it is what it is. And that's what it is. So, obviously they nail Robert Downey Jr. now. In that regards, they've got the artists are dead on with the sculpts. So this will not be displayed on this body. It wasn't before. So that's a non-issue, really. When you get down to it. The old-fashioned crotch grabber there. So we have fists on him, and then they were actually doing relaxed hands at that point. The hands are literally relaxed the same way you hold your hand. Your hand relaxes in this manner. And they used to offer these relaxed hands in the original days. You could get a little relaxed hand, and it's perfect for just having displayed on a figure, the relaxed hand, unless you're putting him into a pose where you want a fist or you want, the open hand. And so there really is no full-on up blast like that. But I think if you remember from the movies back then, I don't think you really got a full-on like that. I think it was kind of a half. You're going to check the movies to know for a fact. But the articulated, posable, jointed fingers that come with the other hand doesn't have that ability to push that hand up. So there's only so far you're going to be able to get it to do, one of those. But in all actuality, this guy is just going straight into a museum pose, standing straight and being beautiful. He's not going to be put into any action pose in that regards. I guarantee you. So we get two fists, we get two relaxed palms, and two articulated hands. And that's what he comes with, and that's perfect as far as I'm concerned. And he's going to go up onto my Holy Grail shelf, and that's where he's going to live. There's nothing else in here. The Hot Toys boxes used to come with this styrofoam in there. That's what they came in back then. This was from 2011, I think. See if we can find the year on here. Give me just a quick moment. By the way, it's MMS 101. 2008. 2008. That's how old this is. 13 years old. 13 years old. Probably some of you out there that aren't that far past 13 years old yourselves. That's how old this figure is. Glad to have you home, buddy. Missed you. Been gone a couple of years. Yeah, yo, cool, Robert. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Which Venom figure? Mark 1, Mark 3 diecast, Mark 7, diecast Mark 7, Mark 36. Nice. I think I'm good, although would like another Mark 7. Can't go wrong with another Mark 7. And Mark 36. Oh, I don't know why I'd get two Mark 36s. That's the Peacekeeper, right? Our last armor with the battle damaged red gauntlet. Battle damaged red gauntlet. Last armor with the battle damaged and gauntlet. I don't know what that one is. I'm good though. Cool, Robert. Curious. I did not finish the flight pod thingy. He's here in his bag. It's a constant reminder of my failure. I will get him. I just can't find anything that I'm pleased with in regards to a filler, because the body has to be pried open, okay, and then filled to that point. So it's wanting to hold itself tight, and tight is bad. It needs to be open, and it won't hold itself open. And I can't find a filler that I want to put in there to get it to be open as such. So it's just sitting here in hot standby. It's well enough to be completed once I can find something that I want to put in there that will hold it open and fill it so that it can be painted. It's got to be filled on the sides. So it has to be, something has to be in there strong enough to hold it open, and then someone has to be able to fill it. Now maybe two pieces. I may end up having to put like maybe a piece of metal strengthening baffle in there type of a thing, like a structure wall inside of it, and then fill around that. I don't know. I haven't put much thought to it, but I still have it. It's not been completed, and it's in a bag with all the pieces, but it will get done. It will get done. Iron Man Cyberdyne model. Cyberdyne model? Yeah, let's see the batteries. I doubt they are good. So what they did, and you'll notice this on some of the figures even after that, 4 or 5 years after that still, they included the batteries with a little plastic piece in there. I'm sure you've seen that on many other toys. And so when they stopped putting the batteries in there, the slots were still being created for them to have that little plastic piece in there, which is nice for some of you that may have used a soap reactor AC converter thing with the little wires come out of it. The wires can be pulled through that, and you can put the door back on. And now they don't include it at all. But it would be interesting to see if they work. I'm almost positive that they don't. If you're not familiar with this figure, um, it's a beauty. It really is. Um, the Mark IV is better in regards to the neatness of it, but it's just a neat figure. It's just a neat figure. And the Mark IV is like three shades of gray. This is one shade of gray. The whole thing's in one shade of gray. It's a regular Mark III that they included, only painted gray. And I would have thought this one they would have called a secret project, because I think it came out before the others. I don't know if there's any Iron Man figure older than MMS 101. Do any of you know? Is there an Iron Man figure older than MMS 101? That's probably the question that it should be answered. This may be the very first Iron Man figure. I don't know. I'm curious. If I remember correctly, the power switch is under one of these flaps. Yeah, right there. Where the power switch is. So let's see. Let's pull out the plastic. Like such. Let's see what happens. Nope. No light. Of course. Screwdriver time. We have to do surgery on this. Keep him alive. The comic version I'm passing on. I just don't have any comic connection to Iron Man. I didn't read Iron Man comics. I knew of Iron Man because I read the Spider-Man comics. And anytime there'd be a crossover, of course. So I knew of Iron Man. I knew who Iron Man was. I knew it was Tony Stark. I knew he was a drunk and a millionaire. But there was no connection to him. I figured he was like the Marvel's Batman. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a touch crazy. So when I look at the comic version of it, I'm like, eh. But there does seem to be a really cool computer control panel that comes with it. That's neat. And we have corroded batteries. Suggestions on how best to clean the corrosion up out of this? I'm open to hear what you guys say. 13-year-old figure. Batteries never removed from it. Still kept in a box. What do you expect? Little plastic piece. Who's the richest? You mean between Batman and Iron Man, Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne? That's a good question. Who is the richest? Let me think about that for a second. See if I can give an idea of an answer. They both own companies. I think Gotham does more development in real estate. I mean, Wayne, what's it called? Wayne does the name of his company. I think they do more real estate development, so there's probably more money there. But um, Tony does a lot of bio, so tons of money in that. Um, hmm. I'm going to say, well, see, Howard Stark was big into government contracts, so we could milk that system pretty good. Don't remember if Wayne was in government. Yeah, Wayne was in government contracts also. Oh man, I'm gonna say the Waynes because they're old money. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say Batman's richer because he's old money. What is the answer? Do we have an answer? Was there a definitive opinion on the internet where people would come up with their conclusion as to who was richer? What is that answer? Curious. Who's the poorest of the superheroes? Spider-Man. Come on, he's a kid. MMS 75, the Mark III, thank you. Mark II, MMS 78. So there you go. There's the first two, I imagine. This was the third. Only one came up was Peter Parker for the poorest. Yeah. Vinegar on a cotton swab. Thank you, Ian. That sounds like a pretty good solution, actually. I think that's a really good solution. Yeah, all these batteries are all bad. Every one of them are. That's what you get, you know? That's what you get. I paid a good price for it. I'm pleased what I paid for it. And that's what it boils down to. Truthfully. So, guys, advertise your products properly when you decide you want to get to a point of start of passing your collection on to somebody else. Just advertise it truthfully. You know what I mean? Let the next person decide whether they want to screw with whatever problem you got. It's not worth it. $20, maybe 50. Come on. For real. Now, if you've destroyed it, you'll be happy to get whatever you want and to blame no one but yourself. But just put it out there, whatever's going on. And this guy said it never came out of the box. So I knew what I was dealing with. Why can't that find? Here it is. Couldn't find the start of this. I knew I'd be dealing with bad batteries. But the joints, I think, in my opinion, the joints were more important, truthfully. So I'm not lighting them up. You know what I mean? I don't light my figures up. Until one of you guys can come up with a good alternative AC version piece in here. The soap reactor thing was like $100 per Iron Man figure. You light up $100. Come on. That's ridiculous. I don't even know if you can buy the soap reactor AC power pieces for the Iron Man figures anymore. I don't know. I really don't know. CLR, okay, to clear corrosion. That or soda pop. I don't know about the soda pop, man. I'm a little nervous about that because of the sugar that would be left behind. Lex Luthor. Bruce Wayne. That's his superpower. Yeah, true. And Iron Man, it's a superpower, you know. What they say, take away the suit, what do you have? And he said, philanthropist, playboy, genius. What else did he say? Batman's similar. You know, Batman's got the martial art training that Tony Stark does not have. Batman's super smart. He can think his way. If Batman has enough time to plan the fight, you're not going to beat Batman in a fight. That's a fact. The only way you beat Batman in a fight is if he doesn't know who you are or what you got. If he's had a chance to study you, you're toast. You're toast. But yeah, that's a superpower. His brain and Batman's, you know, martial arts ability and the money. Like Jack Nicholson, Jack Nicholas. What the hell's his name? I get those two confused all the time. The golf player and the actor in his movie where he played Joker. And where does he get all those toys? T'Challa beats them all. Maybe Doom. They both own countries. Well, speaking of yeah, Doom. That's what I was going to say. Baron Stucker von Doom. Yeah. T'Challa. That came out of that was a side swipe there. Didn't even think about that. Because what is it? Vibranium, right? The time it's considered to be the rarest substance on the planet. And so they controlled how much vibranium left Wakanda. And of course, we see they have tons of it. I understand. I just can't get this battery out of here. I don't want it to fly across the room. There we go. Yeah. Golly. Ugh. T'Challa. I think the battery's in the neck of this, isn't it? Yeah, light's in the neck. I don't want to move my joints. Where? When in doubt, read the instruction manual. You sell, just say as is. Show photos. Show good photos. Don't be known as a liar or a con artist. I bought a Mark 6 one time, and there were some problems with the missiles on there. He didn't include them on the left arm, and in the photographs it wasn't shown. So I had no recourse for complaint. And he's like, "Oh, you can buy those on eBay for $20." I'm like, "Well, why the hell didn't you buy them on eBay for $20?" No, they cost you $75 to buy. So, how do we get to the batteries in the neck? I think this is telling me that the batteries to the neck are in the chest, and so it's only three battery compartments. I think so. My Asian is kind of rusty, as in I don't speak it. Thank God there's an English side. Remove the plastic tape from figure. They're calling this tape. Switch the button under the back armor cover to activate the light up function. Use a screwdriver and remove the cover of battery pack at the back of the figure as shown. Put 3 button cells AG9 batteries in and replace battery pack cover and screws. And it says light up function for the eyes and the chest. Good. Saved my ass from taking this apart and breaking my gosh darn figure. Read the instructions. How hard is that? We already did the arms. On-off switch for the arms are, I remember correctly, they're on the forearm. Yep. So the battery goes in the bicep and the switch is in the forearm right here. The battery goes in the back of the bicep, right there. And then the light up switch is in the forearm. Should you ever decide that you want to do batteries in one of these Mark IIIs, like the, what did you say, 75? I forget now what numbers you said the Mark IIIs were. And you know the function here? Pull this out. For the missiles, it slides open and it spreads apart. So this is what it looks like closed. Okay. And so those two pieces slide apart as such. And the little missile system pulls up. So the little missile system pulls up, and then you flip the little missiles around. Okay. So I'll kind of show you halfway as you pull the little piece up. Okay. See how the missiles are? Started folding them down from the flat portion to spin them back through the support braces to point them forward. Sheesh. Snagged my shirt. So then you fold it back down as such, and you now have the deployable missiles right there. So that's how that works. Neat little thing. All the neatness of these. And then it just closes right back up like that. And then the back, so it flips up, right? As you're familiar with the calf flipping up. Okay. Some of these I painted inside with the electrical wires. Check this out. You may not know this. you know that? That it opened up like that? Isn't that neat? Isn't that just too cool? And they painted the wires. Pretty cool, huh? A lot of neat things. A lot of really neat things. I guess it was one of my favorites. The Midas Chrome Shanghai edition, my favorite. Midas Diecast, second favorite. No way of saying about it. This possibly could be number 3. Hard to say. I'll show you his brother, the Mark IV Secret Project. This foot's a little loose. These at one point were I think they got up to 1,000, the Mark IV Secret Projects. I don't think they're that anymore. They're actually cooler because they come with everything that the Mark IV did back then, including the glasses and the donuts, and the glasses are gray, just like the red and black check, the gray and black check. So this was the big brother. And these are the figures that I reference whenever somebody makes a very bold statement that the reason Hot Toys re-released the Mark 47 from Spider-Man Homecoming was because they were tired of people scalping the Mark 47 from Homecoming for a measly $800. $800 is a lot of money. A lot of these figures have sold for $800. So I scoff at that comment because if Hot Toys loved you so much that they were afraid that scalpers were hurting your pocketbook by selling a figure for more than what it cost them, this guy sold for under $200 brand new, and he's going to cost you $2,000 now or thereabouts. So if Hot Toys loves you so much, they want to make sure you can get a good price on a figure. Why aren't they selling that? So why did they re-release the Mark 47? I say, let's see what happens to the Black Widow movie. It's my opinion, because I have a hard time believing that Tony Stark is over in India, or wherever it is that he is, during Spider-Man Homecoming, and leaving his most advanced suit, Mark 47, at home in New York City, and him be off in India without a suit. He learned that lesson with the prodigal son, the Mark 42, not to leave a suit behind, because it takes a long time for it to travel there from Tennessee to Miami. Almost lost his ass. He almost died because he didn't have his suit. You think for 1 second he's going to leave his Mark 47 on the other side of the world? No. He had the Mark 48 with him. Yep. No, the Hulkbuster 2 is not the Mark 48. Hulkbuster 2 is the Mark 49. What? Pepper's suit is the Mark 49? Negative. 4 digits on Pepper's suit. 0049. Not a single Iron Man suit. It's got 4 digits on it. That's Pepper's 49th suit. So, I don't know. We might see something in Black Widow explaining that. It takes place about the same time, from my understanding. And again, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I got no insider news, man. Nobody I know works for the industry. Kevin Feige don't call me up and share what he's doing. Robert Downey Jr. doesn't ask my opinion. Just like you guys, man. Just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make. As a matter of fact, if y'all remember, so hush hush in regards to things, they wouldn't even confirm that the Mark 50 was the Mark 50 for a long time. I think it was Lego was the first one that busted it and called it a 50. And then everyone started at that point. So Feige's got it all planned out, man. He knows what the hell's going on. No dummy. He's built an empire from this. No doubt about that. Let's get these batteries in the trash. All right, so vinegar CLR. That's what you guys recommended. CLR stands for calcium, lime, rust. It's a cleaner. Cleans calcium, lime, and rust. I don't like these oval shaped ones. I hardly ever use them. They bust open. So I'll probably swap it out with a hexagonal one. Or something to that effect. I don't know. We'll get it figured out. That's a fact. Now I want to unbox the other thing I want to unbox. Got a lot of stuff to unbox, but this is the next thing I want to unbox. Big Spider-Man fan. Really looking forward to the next movie. Really hoping that it's a Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire movie as well. Really hoping for that. You know, a lot of us out there are hoping for that, I think. Nice crossover. We've already got confirmed Jamie Foxx and Dr. Octopus and supposedly William Dafoe for the Sinister Six. They're all being cast in it. Supposedly. Scorpion. Who else? Mysterio. Who else? Who am I missing? So, I'm not really a statue collector because I want to figure, but I couldn't pass on this. I couldn't pass on this, guys. I have collected statues in the past. Just not a statue collector. The difference between a statue collector and an action figure collector, I guess, would be the statue collector, you're stuck with the pose that the creator put your figure in. The action figure collector, you're not really stuck with the pose because you can put any pose you want against all practical forewarnings of you damaging your figure, but at least you can still pose it anyhow you want. Statue, you cannot. Max, howdy. How's it going, man? Third-party companies Seems to be doing figures almost as detailed at the $200 price point as most. I agree. I agree. Can't go wrong in a lot of times on these third-party figures nowadays. They're starting to catch up with Hot Toys quality. Couldn't resist on this, man. Could not resist on this. Pretty cool box, I have to say. Scott Campbell. See if I can figure a way of using this box in a display. That'd be cool, right? So yeah, when I seen the images of this, I was like, oh, I've got to get this. I've got to get this. I don't remember if it's 1/6 scale or not. You guys know? Spider-Man and Mary Jane maquette by Sideshow Collectibles. Attention! Use caution during assembly. The phone number for Sideshow, 855-SIDESHOW. Because you know they're going to be open this morning. When I open this, right now, they're there. The hell they are. And they might be. Maybe I'm confused. I doubt it. I'm so scared. That says bottom. That says top. This is the top. The sticker's on upside down. You only had one job to do. What's Spider-Man? What's Batman's greatest fear? I don't know. What is Batman's greatest fear? That they find out who he is? You think that's his greatest fear? That they make him remove the mask? Expose him to the world? It's a good question. Yeah, what you, Ian, what you're talking about with the phone charger, what you still need, though, are those little pieces to stick in there, right? To provide the power to instead of the batteries, right? You still need those little things. Are there diodes in there or resistors or something? I suppose resistors. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm leaving it to one of you geniuses. A little bit about electricity. I know a lot of it about electricity, but I don't think I know enough to be able to design a battery replacement piece powered off of AC to light up the LEDs in my Iron Man figures. But I do know you're going to need something in there to replace the physical form of those batteries, right? Oh, we get to put it together. It's an assembly. It's an assembly. Yeah, the squeaky styrofoam sound. Hate styrofoam popcorn. It goes everywhere, right? It literally just goes everywhere. Styrofoam popcorn just goes everywhere. This thing weighs a ton. My God. Number 621 of 1250. Almost right dead center of the middle of them. So it says on the bottom there. This thing's heavy. Maybe 400 pounds. I think that's what it is. I'd say 400 pounds. Pretty close to 400 pounds. I'd say. Yeah. By 400 pounds. Maybe 350. I don't know. It's pretty heavy. I don't know what piece should go first. Probably Mary Jane. She sits in the front. My wife, when she graduated high school, joined a convent. She wanted to be a teacher. So she joined a convent to become a nun, to become a teacher. Anyhow, when she went through ascension, I think is what they call it, where you assume the Catholic faith. You get to choose your new name. Her name was Maria Jane. That was her new name. Maria Jane. Mary Jane. I was like, awesome. So I'd say it's a little bit larger than 1/6 scale. Say maybe 1/5 scale, but close enough. It'll go well on my display cabinet for fact. Loving these legs. Loving that boutai. Sexy shape of the leg there, down to the toe. Is it J. Scott Campbell? Is that his name? J. Scott Campbell? That's where Mary sits. Mary Jane Watson. It was fun in the comics reading that as the relationship blossomed, as Mary Jane came into his life. It was fun reading that in the comics as his Aunt May and her friend, um, what was her name? Obviously Watson was the last name, but she kept talking about her niece and that Peter and her would be great together. And of course, Peter wasn't about to be hooked up. So he kept dodging the bullet every time Mary Jane was coming by the house. His Aunt May and her friend would always try to get the two together. And so the classic line was, you know, when he's about ready to jet out of his house, his Aunt May's house, and Mary Jane's at the front door, and he sees her, and she says, "Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot." That's the Mary Jane story. Nobody else can be Mary Jane other than the Mary Jane with the Mary Jane story. There's no Mary Jane story, it's not Mary Jane. Sorry. Michelle Johnson, or whatever her name is. It's not MJ. Because there is a Mary Jane, obviously, in that universe. It had to be. But she was killed off. So, I just have a problem with that. Now, they could have called her Mary Jane. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Zendaya could have played Mary Jane. They didn't want to make her Mary Jane. I mean, we have blonde-haired, blue-eyed Peter Parkers, right? Got a brown-haired, blue-eyed Peter Parker here. And then, of course, Tiger is what Mary Jane calls Peter. Tiger, face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. What the hell are you doing over here? The computer just decided to be stupid. It's welcoming me to Microsoft Windows. What? This piece of junk laptop that began life as Windows 8 before Windows 8.1 and updated to Windows 10 now is welcoming me to Windows. Thing weighs a ton. There is a weight limit on a Detolf. Don't know what it is. Need to figure that out. So I probably won't be putting this on glass. When it goes in the Detolf, it'll probably go on the bottom shelf. So I have a feeling it's probably going to be heavier than the glass shelf can support. I don't know. I don't know. My battery's dead. And my scale, 400 pounds. That's what it weighs. 400. Don't know what goes in next. Kind of just going by feel. That's her left thumb. So that must be her left arm. It must connect here. I think the Spider-Man arm goes next. I don't know. I think the Spider-Man arm goes first. Okay. So we're putting the Spider-Man arm in first. Then we're putting in Mary Jane's left arm and Peter's left arm. As such. Then we're doing Mary Jane's right arm. As such. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Guess you can put the little cap pretty much anywhere you want. It'll fit. Right there on her thigh, perhaps. Maybe over here on the chair. As such. I don't know. Maybe on the arm of the chair. Who's to say? Maybe in the floor at her feet. Could be. Any of those places. Anywhere. Anywhere you can put it. I guess. I don't think it's really a requirement for it to have to be anywhere. Face it, tiger. You done hit the jackpot. A little over 12 inches tall. A little over, not quite 10 inches wide. About almost 11 inches deep. So it'll fit in a Detolf. Definitely fit in a Detolf. Or Detolf, however you say it. I don't know exactly. However you want to say it. Like the Mark 38 is the Igor or Igor. Right? I think she looks great. I think they look great. I love it. Pleased to add that to my collection. Yeah, jeez. Tigress. Now, the Silver Fox hooked up with her, right? And so did Doc Ock. Is that who the two were that hooked up with her? I don't remember. Was Silver Fox, did he hook up with her? Don't remember. Yeah, this sofa is very heavy. Um, Peter's not as heavy. I assume it's made out of polystone. The sofa's 400 pounds. Remember, so no, that's not pulling us over, and really, the center of weight appears to be right around here, so it's well enough. And then, the counterbalance with the arm out, the leg out here probably helps as well in the overall balancing of the weight. It's sturdy. So if I tilt it back, it's falling forward. Okay. It doesn't want to continue on. I mean, I've got to go right around here. I think is probably where it's starting to feel a teeter. And that's quite a distance in regards to things. So no, you don't have to worry about it falling over. It's not gonna fall over. An earthquake is not going to disturb this whatsoever. I think it looks great. I needed to have a real life Mary Jane. Um, I've got my little Mary Jane I made here from a Thyssen Red Sonja steampunk. Red Sonja. Um, Currently, she's my Mary Jane. I've got the Mary Jane Spider-Man tank top shorts. I wanted to do that. I just haven't found a head sculpt I really like. So that only took 15 minutes to unbox. Holy smokes. That sucks. I do like this box, though. I might just destroy that box just to do something with this. You know? Hmm? What do you think? Something to consider. I want to unbox something else. Guys, find me a rooted Kate Blanchett head sculpt. I've seen them. I want one so badly. Oh my God. If you've not seen one, they did a great job. Whoever it was that was doing them, I think it was on a Facebook group. They did a great job. Whatever it costs to buy one, well worth it. Hell, buy two Hellas, $800 a pop, and put the rooted one on one. I have no idea why they didn't include a rooted head sculpt with the Hella. We have just the helmet. She's beautiful without the helmet. So I only sold this because, again, I needed the money to pay hospital bills. So I'm happy to have her back. So I've actually already done an unboxing video of this the first time I owned it. I was happy to have her back in the collection. Don't remember what else I sold. I sold my Mark 47, my Hella, and my Mark 3 gunmetal. I think that's what I sold to pay hospital bills. And I have them all back now. I think I sold my Spider-Man homemade suit too. I think that's what I sold. And I have them all back now. All right, so I can tell you right now, this has been out of the box. So, because she came with these little rubber stoppers on her here, and that's fine. I'm pretty sure I knew that when I ordered it. Nice and stiff. We get the axe, we don't get the character. Don't you hate that? Where's Thanos' kids, right? What are they called? The Black Order? I forget what all their names of them were. They teased us with them. The crushing of Mjolnir. Crisp eggs. A little fire for her hand. I think those have to do with the cape, if I remember correctly. And here's all the little pieces that go on the antlers. Keep you from poking your eye out. Oh, so when I picked up the my wife's remains last week, I got the death certificate too. And the cause of death, they said, was a myocardial infraction, I think that's what they said, which I think is a heart attack. So, just take comfort in knowing that she passed peacefully. It was very peaceful. She just simply said, I feel dizzy. Closed her eyes, and that was it. But she's home now. I'm happy to have her. I told you guys before, I heard her voice twice in the house. Those first couple of weeks. Either I'm hearing things because I wanted to, or I really heard her voice, one or the other. I'm open to either. Don't mind thinking that I've lost my mind. I lost my wife. Come on. Of course, I'm probably a little out of it. I haven't heard her since. There's not been any other audible manifestations. The other day, the refrigerator was open twice throughout the day in one day. And I don't have a habit of leaving the refrigerator open. But it has one of those alarms on it, that beeps. Beep-a-deep. Beep-a-deep when you leave the door open too long. So I'm back here, and I head up there. I hadn't been up there for, a while, a couple hours probably. And I'm hearing it as I'm walking up towards the house. I'm like, oh my God, did I leave that refrigerator open? And I'm like thinking to myself, I didn't leave the refrigerator open. And I would have heard a beeping. So the refrigerator was open twice, whatever the hell that means, in that one day. And She had some handbags here, and they fell down the other day. And it's quite possible they just fell down, but they fell off of the shelf. So I went through the handbags to see if there was anything in there that she might have been looking for. I found 2 dimes and a penny. Other than that, the handbags were empty. So I don't know. Nobody truly, absolutely, really, really knows. Nobody knows for a fact what really happens. We have our faith in whatever it is you believe in, or whatever you think might happen, which comforts us in many ways. But I'm not ruling anything out for the most part. But she's home here. That's a fact. She is home. You still have some weight about you when you've been cremated. There's still a bulk there. There's a lot of you there. So, she flies, right? So you can turn this into a flight stand if you wish. All of these have the 4 holes in them. Okay. Either you can unscrew this, pop them out underneath, or just where the holes should be, there's holes there. Just poke a 4-piece in there. Simple as that. If you want to put her into flight, that can be done. So all these actually have the 4 holes in them. If you want to make her fly. But gosh dang it, find me out whoever it is that's got these rooted hair Kate Blanchett head sculpts. I want one so badly. I really do. Really, really do. She looks great. I really like her. Loved her when I had her before, and I only sold her because she was being asked such a high price for, and it was kind of caught me off guard. I don't know why she was selling for so much. Maybe they just didn't have enough of them when they made them. Don't know. You guys tell me. Max, yes, thank you. My wife passed away on March 16th. I thought she'd passed away at 11:20. The death certificate came out and said 10:20. And so I was looking back on the 911 call of when I called 911, and it was in the 10 o'clock hour, not the 11 o'clock hour. So I guess 10:20 was the time of death. Yeah, right in front of my eyes. Right there. I was there. Passed away here in our house. In probably the best way it could happen to you. If you had an opportunity of filling out a form of how you want to go, I would imagine it would be one of the ways that a lot of people would choose. In your home, quietly, just close your eyes and go to sleep. So probably only other better way would be in your sleep. Just go to sleep and not wake up. Probably would be the other better way. If you had to choose. What have I got here? So I bought another one of these. This Thor from Infinity War. I think it was Infinity War. Literally, you can make them into, gosh, 3 or 4 different Thors. Bare sleeves. I mean, no sleeves on his arms. Sleeves on his arms. Eye patches. No eye patches. So I wanted to have a second one. Because I think the one I'm displaying now is with the sleeves on. So I wanted to display him without the sleeves. He's with the sleeves and no eye patches. I think is how I have him displayed. So yeah, I've already done an unboxing of this figure as well. These figures I was just planning on just unboxing at my leisure. But kind of like in a lull right now. Not doing anything else. Just do a quick unboxing. Just unbox the figure. Not like really talk about the figure. Because we already did an official unboxing of the figure before. Now we're just unboxing the figure. Compared to actually doing an unboxing of the figure. Just kind of talking about unboxing the figure while we unbox the figure. Instead of unboxing the figure, you know. Because there's figuratively speaking and then there's realistically, physically speaking in regards to whether you're unboxing the figure or doing an unboxing of the figure. So we're not doing an unboxing. We're just unboxing. Because there's obviously a difference between going to do an unboxing or if you're just going to unbox it. Because you know those are 2 different words totally. Doing an unboxing and unboxing. They're not the same. If you're going to unbox it, you're just unboxing it. But if you're planning on doing an unboxing, well, it's a whole nother set of circumstances and rules in regards to that. But we're not doing an unboxing. We're just unboxing. I'm sure you all know that. Exactly what I'm talking about. I can't imagine any confusion there whatsoever. So I ordered 10 Detolfs. IKEA said they had 50 of them in the store. Ordered 10, paid for 10 online. They sent me an email or a text message saying, hey, we got Detolfs here. We got 50 of them. How many do you want? So I'll take 10. Paid for 10 of them. $59 a pop. Plus tax. When you planning on picking them up? I told them when I was planning on picking them up. You get to choose whenever you want to pick them up. I chose my time. I went to pick them up. Guess what they told me? We don't have 10 of them. I said, you had 50. I said, well, we only got 5. Well, I paid for 10. They said, oh, yeah, you'll get your money back. 2 weeks. No, I want my money back. I want my 10 Detolfs. I got 5. So now I got to wait for them to get another 50 to get 5. I got to tell you, man, IKEA is missing the mark on those Detolfs, man. I've been trying to buy Detolfs since February. And they couldn't even fill an order of 10 of them a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. Dude, if I could sell product like that, there would be product to be sold. No doubt about that. I'd be cranking out dead toss left and right. Someone's asleep at the wheel in IKEA world. Someone is asleep at the wheel. So this is brand new. You can pick these guys up brand new all day long. Sideshow, I think is where I got this from. Great figure. If you don't have one, I recommend it. It's a great figure. However you wish to display it. I like to see a Peter Dinkle. Right? That'd be cool. We needed the dwarf that fabricated the Thor's new weapon. How big would he make him? Would he be life size? Is that what you would need in order to be able to make him 1/6 scale? It's like I'd like to have a life-size Ant-Man, you know, 6-foot Ant-Man or whatever. That'd be 1/6 scale for Giant Man, wouldn't it? Yeah, available all day long, brand new. You can still buy Chitauri Soldiers, brand new. So a lot of times when you all complain that they ain't making your figure, just keep that in mind. There's still brand new ones out there that they can't sell. So they're a little gun shy about making figures that aren't going to sell. It's the truth. It is the truth. Although, truthfully, also, nowadays, they know how many they'll sell before they ever create the first one. You know, they offer them up for sale for 30 days or whatever. They sell X number. They've already got a number there, right there. If they want, that's all they have to make. Just what they sold. Make no others, you know? But no, I think the Mark 47 was re-released because it's going to appear in Black Widow. That's my opinion. That's what I believe. I don't know why they re-released the Whiplash. That I don't understand. Possibly because to go in conjunction with the Mark V, you know, to have a villain with the Mark V. I don't know. I really don't. So I'm swapping out these sleeved arms. For the bare arms. Nice seamless elbow. Don't know what hand I'm going to put on here yet. So I'm just going to leave it as a peg. I'll figure it out. Also, I have in the one over there, I have the glowing doodahs in it. These won't be getting the glowing doodahs. They'll be keeping the black ones. Batteries. Stormbringer? Is that what its name is? With Groot's arm? I think it's Stormbringer, right? We are Groot. I think so. This is so you go without the cloak. I don't remember if he wears the cloak with the sleeveless look. So I'll have to research that. 2 fists for fighting. Fist for holding. And, shocking hands. Choking, grasping hands, if you will. And then 2 relaxed hands. Just relaxed hands. I'd like to see relaxed hands, articulated hands, fists. I'd like to see all that in your figures. So whenever they don't have a true relaxed hand or whatever, it's kind of like, really? You couldn't spend an extra 22 cents to make a relaxed hand? For real? Really? Really? Is that how it goes? For real? Can't do that? You can charge me $400 for the figure when you can't spend 22 cents on another hand? Really? Is that where we are on this? I think that's everything out of here. I used to keep the instruction manuals in the boxes till one day I needed the instruction manual to find out how to take a battery out of a figure. I had to find the box in the garage inside the brown shipper behind 2 or 3 other boxes. I was like, I'm not keeping the instruction manuals in the boxes anymore. Nor any accessories. So all accessories are not kept in the box. But no, I think he does without the cape. Hope I got everything out of here before I put this back. Hope I did. Probably should look at the instruction manual to see how the little eye patches go on. 2 different eye patches. I'm pretty sure he's using an eye patch with these arms. Which eye is it? You guys remember? Is it his right eye? Hit her with lightning. I just hit her with the mother of all lightning bolts. And it did nothing. Don't remember if I ordered a Heimdall. Heim, the hell's his name? Third party manufacturer made them. Can't tell if I got this right side up or upside down. Okay, it only goes in one way. You can put it on the other way, but you can tell pretty instantly that it's the wrong way. I think. Hell, I have no idea now. There you go. Guess that's about all can be done. Got 15 minutes left. I don't know if I want to unbox another figure or not for the last 15 minutes. That's 4. What do you think? Again, I wasn't planning on doing an unboxing video of these Hela and Thor, because I'd already done one. You guys have already seen me unbox it. I did an unboxing. So this I ordered off of eBay, I think. I don't remember. But it's like a Deadpool thing. Seems dangerously lacking. Wood screws. It's going to be important. I love my Deadpools. I don't know how I decided to embrace Deadpool. Totally. In all of his forms, in every realm, in every universe, on every Earth. But I've accepted Deadpool in every incarnation of him, and plan to try to collect him in every incarnation of him. Yes, even the X-Men Origins Wolverine Deadpool. Hell, I might even go as far as to try to get a hold of a Green Lantern. Ha! Is there a Green Lantern figure? Does anybody know? Did they ever make one? Doubtful. All right, so what do we got here? Um, this is the base. Two little drawers for storing stuff in right there. See, isn't that cool? Store stuff in them. Whatever will fit in this, it'll be a little teeny, little, tiny little drawer. Something will, I'm sure. Seals up tight. You would then, I would imagine, screw this in here. As such, there's holes, 3 little holes pre-drilled into it for the wood screws that they've included. As such. And then as such, the chair will sit here, right? Love my Deadpools. Love them. I bought the Ferris Bueller's Day Off robe. I could probably use a couple more Deadpools, truthfully. Nice to get a blind owl. That'd be cool. I mean, I'd like to see all the Deadpool characters. I got Justin Bieber, but from the second movie. I want to get a Justin Bieber from the first movie. So this is pretty cool. Obviously, it appears to be like a custom one-off type of a thing, but they've made a lot of them. If any of you picked one up, curious how you feel about it. If you even knew it existed. No storage here, it appears. Seat cushion doesn't pop up or anything. Feels very in there. Definitely a soft seat cushion. The lamp was in there. The little impression was made. That's okay because Deadpool's butt is going to be in that. This is what was in that. Raggedy ass lampshade. And I mean raggedy assed. I don't know how all this works. I don't know how this goes together. I'll have to figure that out. Still something here. Ah, this is the light for the lamp. And some magazines here. I actually bought at one time a 1/6 scale Spider-Man comic and I think a Playboy magazine. And they're much better than what these are, but they work as props, you know. Deadpool's magazines. Doors open here, it seems. So you can store more stuff in there. 2 drawers open up. So something on that line, right? Is what we're looking at. And it's not too heavy. It's actually very light, I'd say. Because you know I'm good at guessing the weight on things. £2? Because you know I'm an expert. Little plastic piece here. Separate the batteries. So why aren't they coming on? There we go. You gotta turn the shit out of it. And then however this is supposed to work, I don't know. I don't know how this is supposed to work. I'm sure there's something missing here. I'm sure these probably aren't supposed to be bent down like that. They're probably supposed to be straight across or something. I don't know. I'll have to examine the pictures. But that's his little lamp there. Set it on. I would call this a nightstand. It's not really a end table, but I suppose it is. I imagine that's supposed to sit on there like such, though, but I don't know. A neat little project of mine that'll get done before the Mark 7 pod will. And now we're pushing 9 o'clock. So I feel satisfied that I kept you guys entertained for 2 hours. I mean, I'm not under any obligation. I'm not supported, sponsored, ranked, thanked, or even thought of by any company in regards to things. So it's not like I have to do this for anybody. Just do it for me, for you guys, for your 2 hours of entertainment. It's worth it. Go through some things, whatever. Talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's your show. You know that. You direct it. I just happen to be one running my mouth. We do whatever you guys want. Always. So, like, subscribe, share these videos. Tell your friends where they can go to find 1/6 Gale News and Reviews. Send me stuff. I got a P.O. box. Should be on the bottom here. If not, you can find it in one of the other videos. Send me a card if you want. Drop me a letter. What's it cost? 50 cents? Come on, I'm not worth 50 cents to you? Send me a letter. If you feel so inclined, you're welcome. And you would be much appreciated If you'd like to subscribe to patreon.com/Siri Emerald, SIRIEMERALD, and just shoot $1 my way. It's not paying for figures. It's just an acknowledgement of gratitude from you. Just like when you go to a restaurant and the waitress brings you your cup of coffee, you tip her, even though she's making the same money as somebody working at McDonald's per hour. Here in California, at least, there's no waitress wage. They get paid minimum wage, $14 an hour or whatever it is. Same as that person working at McDonald's. And you ain't tipping the guy at McDonald's, are you? But you're tipping your waitress. Why? Keep her from spitting in the food? What's keeping the McDonald's guy from spitting in the food? So if you feel so inclined, send me a tip. It'd be greatly appreciated. I love my Patreons. I love every one of you guys. Any of you can reach out to me at any time, really. I'm pretty accessible. You find me here just about every weekend, unless for whatever reason I don't feel like showing up, like last week. And I'm so sorry, guys. I really felt bad about that. My wife enjoyed this show. She was very glad that I have you guys. So she would not have appreciated that I wasn't on last week. She would have been quite disappointed in me. She wasn't supportive of these. She never bought me one. But she didn't hinder my collection of them or my love for them. And she would appear to be enthusiastic over one when I would show it to her. She had her dolls as well. Not like this. As well, as if those are dolls. She had her things she collected. So she understood that. And I was very fortunate to have her. I remember telling her before she had her cardiac arrest when the new Corvettes came out. I told her, I said, I showed her the pictures of it. And I said, these start at $60,000. Now, you're probably not going to want to buy a $60,000 Corvette. You're going to want to customize it, to your liking. It's probably going to cost you $80,000, $90,000 or more at that point. But I said, I'm gonna buy one of these Corvettes. I told her, and I would imagine in many relationships, if a husband comes to his wife and says, "I'm gonna buy a Corvette," she's gonna tell him that he's out of his gourd, and he's not gonna waste his money on that. My wife simply said, "What are you gonna do with the Bumblebee?" And that's the 2010 Transformer Edition CTH 2SSRS Camaro that I love and own. She goes, "What are you going to do with Bumblebee?" I said, "What do you mean, what am I going to do with Bumblebee?" She goes, "You're going to get rid of Bumblebee to buy the Corvette?" And I'm like, "No, I'm going to keep Bumblebee too." And she says, "Okay." I was like, I didn't ask any other questions. I literally got on Facebook that day and I said, she said yes. And then she had a cardiac arrest. And that changed a lot of things in my life at that point. So that's a quick rundown of where I am in life. So I lost my best friend. I'm trying to keep my head above water, and it's hard. Financially, I'm okay. I'm not begging you guys for money. Financially, I'm okay. Be pleased about that. So I hate even mentioning Patreon, but I do, because some of you have been very kind to me in Patreon. Some of you sent me some figures. I love you guys. But anyhow, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for seeing you on this weekend. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your collections. Enjoy your hobby. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your significant others and those that are important in your life, because you never know when they are going to go. And I will see you all on the next video. I love you guys. Peace.